What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be making the very requested XP farm with the allays. So, to get started here, as you can see, it is not that big, and there's not a lot of stuff that you need for it. So, a couple things to note: it does not have to be made out of glass, and you may use less or more of the building blocks depending on where you're building it. Like in my survival world, I built it underground, so the only wall you'd see would be this one, and then these ones are basically underground. So, other than that, everything's basically the same. One thing I would like to add, this farm is not my original design. I don't know who originally came up with this because I have seen it all over the internet. The only reason I am making a video about it is because of how many people requested for me to make a tutorial about it. And I would like to give credit to the original designer, but I have no idea who that is. So to show it in action, this button I have to where it will light them on fire. This button will splash them with the potion of infestation. It will spawn a whole bunch of silverfish, and then once I'm done, I can click this and it will turn it off by toggling the water inside of there. And then it's best to have a sweeping edge and Bane of Arthropod sword. Does not have to be netherite, does not have to be the highest enchantments, but it is best to have those because these guys are affected by Bane of Arthropods, and then the sweeping edge will just make it to where they all take damage and they die a lot quicker. A couple people were saying to use trident killers in the comments of my video. I'm on Java Edition. Bedrock is the only edition that trident killers work. Java Edition, they do not work. So, after you kill these guys, you get tons of XP very quickly. Anyway, now I will show you guys how to build it. Alright guys, so this is not resource heavy. It is fairly easy to build. The hardest thing will be for you to find an allay. That's what was hardest for me. What you gotta look for is either a outpost or a woodland mansion. These guys can spawn there. In the woodland mansion, they're in little cobblestone jail cells. In the outposts, they will be in these little dark oak cages. So basically, what you'll need is 64 building blocks. Just make sure at least 8 of them are solid. You'll need a slab. You'll need a wall, campfire, 3 water. Doesn't have to be all 3 buckets. You can make an infinite water source, whatever you want to do. You will need 5 redstone, 3 dispensers, 1 observer, and then a jukebox and a music disc, and then as well as some amethyst, so you can breed these guys a lot easier. And then obviously you need the potion of infestation. You will need flint and steel, some buttons, and then like I said earlier, the sword will help, and I'm going to have this on me so I can build it easier. So to start, this is what your base should look like. It should be 3 blocks in the center, and then out here it will look like this. You just got to make sure you have 2 blocks at the back for the water, because the water, if you don't, it will not flow correctly. If you put it in the center, it will flow out to the, oh, I just got rid of one of my waters. If you do it wrong and put it in the center like this, then the edges will flow into the corners, and the silverfish will not get pushed into the center killing spot. So just make sure you put the water on the edges like that, because then you can see it flows into the killing spot. So the bottom will look like this, and then you got the wall right here. Just make sure you put 2 blocks on either side, otherwise the wall will not be flat like this to where you can kill through the little gap. So this is what the base should look like. Next layer will look basically the same. All you gotta do is put blocks out here and just stack it up, and then the next layer again will basically look about the exact same. With these 2 blocks, we are going to make solid. These are the blocks that will have the redstone on them. The reason they need to be solid is because redstone will not transmute a signal through a glass block. So then you want to put an observer there. That's not an observer, that's a dispenser there, and then the campfire in the center. And then on top of that, you will have the slab. And then just like this, and this and here is where the allays will go. So you want to make sure that they can't get out. They can't fit through this little half block space, but silverfish can. And to get an allay in there, it is pretty easy. All you got to do is catch an allay, give it an item, and then come to the hole, make sure he follows you, and make sure he sees you. Throw an item in the hole, wait for him to get it. Once he's down there, place the slab, and now he's stuck. So once your allay is in there, you're going to want to breed him a whole bunch, just so you can get a ton of allays in there. The way you do that is by placing a music box with a music disc in it, and then you give him an amethyst shard, and it will duplicate him. So once you have enough allays in there, you can then continue on with the redstone. Redstone is very easy, literally 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. And then right here, you need to place an upside down dispenser. Then come to the front and place your observer right here. So you're going to want to place 1, 2 glass, put the observer facing into that glass, get rid of the glass, place a button on the face of the observer. And come over here, place a block there, button, right here, block, button. And then you're going to want to put the potions of infestation in this dispenser. In this one, you want to put flint and steel. And in this one, you want to put water bucket. And then that is the farm complete. So to turn the farm on, all you do is push this left button here, light them on fire. Once they're burning, press this button. It will splash them with the infestation potion, and they will then start spawning silverfish. And the more allays you have in there, the more silverfish that will spawn. Since there's not a ton in there, there's not a ton spawning. But then once you are done with the allays, you can click this button to turn the farm off. And it will automatically pick the water back up because the observer is detecting the button changing twice. So then all you do, stand here, kill all of the silverfish. I will run a time lapse and show how much XP I get from one 3-minute potion. Okay, that took forever. As you can see, I was standing there for a lot longer than just 3 minutes because of the amount of levels you get from this. I went from 0 levels to exactly 47 in about 5-6 minutes. Yeah, this farm is probably the best XP farm, in my opinion. Probably the best XP farm. So, obviously, this is worth building. This is worth spending the time of going to find an allay. But like I said earlier, guys, you can adjust this and build it however you need to so it fits wherever you need it to. And the dispensers don't have to be oriented in exactly this way. Just make sure that the two that turn it on and off are touching the campfire. Otherwise, it's just going to randomly place fire and randomly place a water block. So you want to make sure those are inside of the campfire when they turn on. That way they will actually light and put out the fire. And for the Bedrock users who were requesting for me to make one of these in Bedrock, I did try to do that. Bedrock is not my strong suit. Every time I tried, I kept running into multiple problems, mainly the silverfish phasing through the walls while I was trying to farm them. Basically, when I did the Trident Killer on Bedrock, which only works on Bedrock, they would go into the piston and through the wall and then come out and start trying to attack me. When they would spawn in up here, they would phase through the wall as well and do the exact same thing. So for Bedrock users, I'm sorry, I do not know how to do this on Bedrock, but I will leave a link in the description to a video by Silent Whisperer, who I know is a very good Bedrock player. And for those of you on Bedrock, you can go there and find a good working farm. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. For the Bedrock users that I couldn't help, I'm sorry, but I hope you guys do find what you need with the link in the description. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.